Good morning, guys, and welcome to Wednesday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. The sun's shining. It's the start of York's three-day Dante meeting today, which is seems like a bit of a bonus. A really great meeting during the week. We have that a bit more in the flat season than we do the jumps, which is great. Three top quality days of racing coming from York starting today. The Dante Stakes actually come tomorrow, but some Group 2, Group 3 action today, and plenty for us to get stuck into. Should be a really good day there, and just a good racing day in general, really. As always, as the week goes on, the racing gets better, and it's the best day of the week so far today, I would say. Not just are we racing from York, but there's also racing from Uttoxeter and Worcester, and then as well as Chepstow, Naas and Perth a little bit later on this evening. So plenty of action for us to get stuck into, 6 meetings once again, and hopefully we can have a really profitable day. Just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session if you did want to join in that. If you want any extra tips or anything like that, if there's any races from York that we haven't covered that you'd like my opinion on, or even if you'd like a tip from there, that's absolutely fine. Or just any general horse racing queries, that's absolutely fine. Do not hesitate to get in touch. That's completely what I'm here for. I'm here to try and help you, find the horses that you want, perhaps, and just to help you have a really good horse racing and betting experience. So if you did want to ask me anything, that's absolutely fine. Even if you're not watching this video live, we can't join in this Q&A session, then remember, all you need to do is just send me an email, joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. Get in touch via Twitter @freeracingtips7, and then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. So plenty of ways for you to get in touch there. Please feel free to do so. As I said, 6 meetings taking place today. Should be a really good one, but we'll just start off by taking a little look at yesterday, and it was a next best bet of the day at 7-4, somewhat saving the day. A 3-point win on this bet, returning just over 5.5 points, did rescue us a little bit, especially as well. The Little Earner was third, and that had odds of 9-1 the night before and was backed into 4-1, and this was about 1.5 points of profit or something like that. If you did get that 9-1 the evening before the race, just shows a huge advantage of being a gold member and getting those tips the night before, because I think it was 7-1 first thing in the morning, the Little Earner, but the fact that you could have got the 9-1, it was always overpriced at that price, and did run into a place and managed a little bit of profit there. So it wasn't the worst day, but still a bit of a frustrating one with the premium tip. Edmund second once again. I don't think this horse lost anything in defeat, really. Ran a really good race, and if it wasn't for making a bit of a meal of the second last, I believe it was, I think this horse would have taken the race. So a little bit frustrating there, but the next best bet, that's almost sometimes what it's there for. If the premium tip doesn't do the business and the next best bet does it, it just shows the advantage of having a PT and an MB there. But really hoping that the premium tips form can reverse today. Could do with a premium tip winner, no doubt about that, and hopefully that comes today and we can have a really profitable day, and plenty for us to get stuck into. As I say, racing is the start of the Dante meeting from York, and we're also at Uttoxeter, Worcester, Chepstow, Naas and Perth. So plenty for us to look at, and we're going to start off today, as always, by looking at the premium tip, which hopefully can do the business today. Our premium tip goes in the 155 at Uttoxeter, and it's Billy Biscuit at 11-8. Now, this horse was only priced up on Betfair last night, and you could actually get 11-8 for a little while on Betfair, and then I think an hour or so later the horse was trading at around about even money on Betfair, and I think most of that was just because this wasn't a race that many bookmakers had priced up, so there wasn't much money coming for this. So the fact that all you gold members probably lumped on at that 11-5 price straight away might have meant a bit of a market move here, and that could possibly be a reason for this horse being a bit of a short price this morning. It wasn't expected to be quite this short this morning, but the market support clearly positive, and currently you can get on Billy Biscuit 11-8, as I say, from, hopefully, if some of you got that 11-5 last night, that does certainly look like good value. Now, this horse runs for Alan King, who's a trainer that I've always followed. I think he's a top trainer, and we'll also have Wayne Hutchinson on board today, who I think is one of the most underrated jockeys in the national hunt game. I think he's right up there with the pick of them. The horse has actually only ran on 2 occasions and finished second over this distance of 3 miles last time out. So the fact he has experience over this staying trip is certainly a positive. Was second behind the ever improving and the really promising Sausalito Sunrise in that race last time out. Not going against anything of that quality today, I wouldn't think. I think the only thing that could be of that quality today is this horse, actually, is Billy Biscuit. I think he could be a really promising horse, should go well today, as I say. I think the fact that this horse has run over 3 miles is vital. I think that experience is just what you need, especially as we're looking at, not the best of ground, I wouldn't have thought today, and yeah, it looks to be decent value for the win, and hopefully one that can just get the premium tips back on track. That's in the 155 at Uttoxeter. It's Billy Biscuit at 11-8. Right, the next best bet of the day, that's we're gonna have to wait a little while for, around about 8 hours or so till that runs, and it's Fearless Tunes here, also an 11-8 shot. Now this horse, that's in the 705 at Perth, and this horse actually made his hurdling debut at Kelso last time out and was third on that occasion, and I think should improve on that and go well today. Has actually proven himself on testing ground. I think we're looking at some softish ground at Perth today, and this horse, I believe, ran well actually on his debut on testing ground, which is a positive sign. The 2 mile 4 furlong trip I don't think will be a problem at all. Was actually in his last run beaten 2 second by a Million Times, who is the second favourite in this race, but actually Donald McCain's horse, who is Fearless Tunes, runs for Donald McCain's yard, did actually make a bit of a jumping error in that race, and I think without that jumping error this horse would have got second. Was able to make that error and still finish really close to a Million Times, and I think this horse can reverse that form today. Looks to be a bit of a good thing that I think when a horse makes a bit of an error over, bit of a strange thing, but when a horse makes a bit of an error early on in a hurdling career, it wasn't a fatal jumping error or anything like that, or didn't cost him, he didn't fall or cost him his third place finish or anything like that, but it was just a bit of a mistake. And I think, you expect that from a horse taking to hurdles first times, and sometimes it might be quite a good sign, because if a horse goes and pings absolutely every hurdle but still doesn't manage to win, you kind of wonder, maybe they don't have the speed on the flat or there's something missing there. But when you can actually look at a race and make an excuse for a horse for first time over hurdles, you can say, look, has put in a really good amount of jumping apart from this one mistake here. Sure that Donald McCain will brush up on that. We'll have him in the schooling sessions, and I think the horse can improve today. And yeah, Fearless Tunes looks to be a really good next best bet of the day. That's in the 705 at Perth, currently at 11-8. The little earner for today, we'll move on to that now. That goes in the 410 at Worcester, and our tip here is Stiff Upper Lip, currently at 17-2, sorry, 8.5 to 1 there with Bet Victor. Now, this horse actually won over 2 miles at Toaster a couple of starts ago, and that was in a Class 4 race, and then took a massive step up to a Class 2 at Sandown last time out. Was beaten around about 8 lengths by Dispor on that occasion, but I don't think lost too much in defeat there. He's back down in Class 2, a Class 3 here, and I think if repeating something near that Toaster form, then this horse could certainly be involved come the closing stages. Goes over 2 miles 4 furlongs on what looks to be some better ground actually at Worcester today, and I think that could be fine. The longer trip over better ground is sure to suit, no doubt about that. And yeah, I think perhaps people just looking at that race last time out and thinking, oh, it was an 8th or 9th place finish, whatever it was, and oh, this horse didn't come close. But when you look at it, it was a massive step up in class. It was a strong race, and actually the horse didn't lose much in defeat at all. Now this is a slightly, not less competitive, it's a competitive race, but slightly weaker in terms of quality is what I'm looking for there. Yeah, a bit of weaker in terms of quality, and I think that Toaster run a couple of starts ago was a really impressive one, and something similar to that I think we'll see this horse involved. And at 17-2 there is some each way value there. Was at 10-1 last night and this morning, but I think a 4-1 non-runner has probably meant that there's not so much money coming for the horse. I think there's a little bit coming. It's fairly steady and holding its own in the market, but hasn't been a big market move. I think just a little bit of Rule 4 there, which is frustrating. So that's Little Earner in the 410 at Worcester, Stiff Upper Lip at 17-2. Right, we'll move on to the Lucky 15 now, and as you'd expect, we have Billy Biscuit in there in the 155 at Uttoxeter and Fearless Tunes in the 705 at Perth. We then have Jack Dexter in the 3:15 at York, which is the Duke of York Stakes at 11-2. We'll talk about that in just a second. And then Gabriel Starr in the 5 o'clock at York at 9-4. Potential returns from £1 stakes for this Lucky 15 around about the £330 mark or so. Feeling good about that Lucky 15. Hopefully the premium tip and next best bet first of all can do the business, and then if we have a couple more winners or even just the one on top of that, it would be a fantastic day. So yeah, let's hope we can do that. They're all of today's tips. If there's any races we haven't covered or anything like that, as I say, please do feel free to get in touch and ask me for any tips or anything like that that you would like. Right, so as I said, yeah, it's the start of the Dante meeting from York today, and we have actually got a tip in our Lucky 15 for the feature race, the Duke of York Stakes, which is at 3:15. It's over 6 furlongs. It's a competitive race, no doubt about that, but I'm siding with Jack Dexter here at 11-2. I think the fact that we've got some testing ground is absolutely no problem for this horse. Has gone well on, you know, soft and even soft to heavy on some occasions. Has bags of experience over this distance, which is always vital. Knows about running in big races. I think may have needed that run at Doncaster last time out. Was second to the, you know, mightily impressive Slade Power at Ascot in October, and anything like that run, I think we'll see him beat his rivals here. It's a really competitive race, as I say, but I just think that 11-2 value you're getting on Jack Dexter is a bit too good to turn down. I think he is a quality horse that should go well there in the Duke of York Stakes in the 3:15. If it does, it would mean that we are on course, you would say, hopefully for a really profitable day. The other race I just wanted to look at York today, just going to give you another little fancy of mine from York today, and that's in the 2:45, which is the fillies. It's the Mussadora Stakes, and yeah, this is for fillies, and I'm going to take a chance here on Late Night Request, who is one of the 16-1 big outsiders. But I'm siding with a little each way bet here. You're getting your 3 places, you're getting a fifth of the odds, so which is always good. And I think this horse actually has plenty of experience, has won over this distance, and that was last time out. Won't mind some soft ground, which I think some of these will, or you don't know if some of them are going to handle soft ground, certainly. This is a massive step up in class, no doubt about that, but I just think it looks to be really, really good value, this horse. Experience against some of these horses that have only run once or twice, you know. You see it so many times, and I've seen it a lot of times this season, where you see a horse win a you know, like a maiden race or something like that, then go into even listed or you know, handicap company, and get found out a little bit by some really streetwise and competitive horses. And sometimes you might see a horse absolutely bolt up in their first race, think they're something special, and they still could be, but you know, going up against maidens to going up against some top quality horses is always tough. And I think it's Cambridge is the case there today, and I think there is a bit of a market drift on Cambridge, and I'm not surprised. I don't want to be backing a horse like that after just one run in testing ground in a really, really competitive race. This horse, Late Night Request, also runs for Richard Fahey, who, as we know, is a trainer on top of his game at the moment, and has a really eye-catching jockey booking in the shape of Paul Hannigan, who is one of the best around on the flat scene, no doubt about that. So yeah, just taking a chance there in the 2:45 at York. If you wanted to take it, it's Late Night Request at 16-1. I think some really good each way value, and certainly one of the best value bets of the day, no doubt about that. So yeah, that's just about actually it for today's video. There are my couple of fancies from York. If there's anything I haven't covered at York or any other of the meetings, maybe you're going to a meeting either today or tomorrow at the weekend and you want some fancies for there, that's absolutely fine. Always feel free to ask me if you are heading to any races. I could sort that out for you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. There'll be one tomorrow once again at around about 11 o'clock. Hope you can watch that. Hopefully we can have a really, really good day, not only at York, but at all the other meetings today at Uttoxeter, at Worcester and at Perth. Yeah, let's hope for a really good day. Looking forward to all of the action. You can't help but get excited about, you know, the Dante meeting, and what a superb meeting it is. So yeah, we've got the 3 days of quality action from York coming up, but let's hope for a really good day today. Looking forward to all of the action. Thanks for watching today's video, and I shall speak to you all a little bit later on. So thank you, and bye-bye.